Yeah. So I think of essential home systems. So it's a like a flexible structure that you get to put your own spin on, but applies to everybody. So there has to be something about clothing because it's one of the essentials, right? What's your plan for clothing, laundry, shopping for the clothing, rotating out the clothing that no longer serves? What is that process for the family, right? And it touches on linens as well. So I think of linens as part of the laundry system,
Process.
which is really the clothing, the outfitting, if you will.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And then there's the food. We got to shop for food. We have to store the food. We have to cook the food, prepare the food, cook the food, store the leftovers, rotate the expired and moldy stuff out. And then we got to go to
Hmm.
the store again, right? So what do you need to do each of those steps? What works for you? Um, and then there's the money, there's the cleaning, and there's as part of cleaning, I think of home maintenance. And then there's the fun.
Don't forget the fun, right?
Right, there's always the
And
fun.
don't only focus on the fun.
Right, where are you going to store those archery supplies? I always laugh because I actually had a family that was like full on archery enthusiasts and trainers and teachers and stuff. And there was just like bows and arrows and targets everywhere.
And you organized it. You found a way.
I did, but I love that framework because that applies to every single family and it's adaptable to every specific situation, like archery or someone with special needs or someone that's a single parent household versus a two-parent household. All of those things can be accommodated and expanded or contracted depending on your situation.
I love that. And I've never really thought about basically taking a step back and looking at
Yeah,
all these buckets, maybe, or all these, like, I envision
yeah,
like circles, of all
yeah.
the things that need to get done, and realize that each bucket or each circle has its own system.
And once you set up the system, then you can do the process. So, okay, well, what will I do to go grocery shopping? Well, am I going to write the list here? Am I going to keep it in the phone? Am I going to, when I grab the last of something, I add the basics back to the list? Am I going to do meal planning? Am I not going to do meal planning? Like you get to do all that. But thinking in terms of daily, weekly, monthly, and occasional kind of chores or maintenance things, it's actually easier to go to the gas station every Friday and fill up, whether you need it or not, than it is to wing it. Because your
Yeah, I can
brain
see
will
that.
forget and then you run out of gas. Or you're like freaked out because you're running late because you got to go get gas. But if you just have it built in, it takes less time overall.
Yeah. And it takes a lot less of that overload in your brain.
Yeah, you don't have to think about it anymore. Once you create habits, you are not using energy to get those things done. Or the amount of energy is microscopic compared to, oh my God, I forgot all about this. Now I got to do this. And now I got to think through all the steps. And now I don't even have the stuff I need to make that food. And then I got to go to the store. And then like, that's what happens to ADHD brains,
Huh?
right? Instead
Yes.
of,
Even
"Oh,
though I know.
it's time for dinner. Let me go to the pantry and get the 12 ingredients, make it, serve it, go. I used up the last of the parsley. I'll add it to the list, whatever it is. But it just takes a different amount of energy when you think it through ahead of time and adapt it for efficiency as you learn it.
Yeah. Oh, that's fantastic to think about it that way, because I feel like, oh my gosh, laundry again? It's like, well,
But how do you
yes,
simplify
that's part
laundry?
of.
What would, like, you get to use that problem solving part of your brain. You can gamify it, you can structure it, and then you're not even thinking about it.
Yeah. And I find listening to my favorite music or watching my favorite show on Netflix or Apple
Hmm.
TV while I'm folding laundry is I'm able to say, okay, I can't watch that show unless I'm folding laundry. And so it kind of pairs it with something
Right.
fun to something that's just physical,
Yeah.
movement.
Exactly. And a lot of these mundane everyday chores don't require a whole lot of brain power. So if you do them, it gives your brain a chance to calm down or solve a different problem or get creative or think through personal growth items